Dark Avengers Heroic Subevent 3. Okay. But yeah, no Marvel Puzzle Quest news, but there is, what is it? Magic Origins finally has a release date, so that's exciting, at least for me. It's going to be July 29th, which is next Wednesday. And so hopefully that game is a little bit more popular in the streaming realm. Let's see. Hearing a little bit about how it may not be optimized correctly, but I've got a pretty powerful rig, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Let's see. Yeah, I guess in terms of Marvel Puzzle Quest stuff, they released all of Jean Grey's abilities and things. Really haven't got a handle on what she does and that type of thing, because she's a 4-star, so I just like to wait for stuff like that. Let's see. Because it's just so hard to judge them in a nutshell, but I guess I'm going to find out in the next loaner node. And we have a viewer, how's it going? I'm going to go through Deadpool Daily, and then I'm going to go through, what is the other thing? Dark Avengers Heroic Subevent 3. I guess it's worth the look to check out this week's Deadpool Daily. Have Shulky, and I actually think they're in order, so that makes this pretty cool thing. But anyway, because She-Hulk is today, which is Monday. I mean, not Monday. Today is definitely Thursday, but the first day in the 5-day rotation. So you got She-Hulk and then Deadpool, and actually Deadpool I can use the purple. Gamora, I need her black, but I think Gamora's black is the 3rd power. And then gray suit Black Widow and Loki. Now, let's see. With Loki, I'm done. With Deadpool, can definitely use that purple so I can finish him off. And then I guess the only other one is Gray Suit Black Widow. So let's see. And so don't need her red. Definitely want the purple. And then I've been playing a little bit more of Blood Realm Battlegrounds. Haven't actually been streaming that, but I've been playing it, and sort of just to satiate my card game, my CCG urges. And you know, it was okay, except the cards got boring, and you could sort of tell. You know, I guess the bottom line is you have the grandfather Magic the Gathering, and you can play MTG online. You can just play that. But even if you don't want to do that, you could play paper Magic the Gathering, or you could even play Hearthstone now. And so you know, doesn't really compare to that. The cards got very boring. I had an okay deck, but I just didn't get any more cards for it, and then they wanted me to do the heroic version. And you know, I'm sure there's probably no one online in Blood Realm Battlegrounds. They released in February, but the reviews are all saying it's a pay-to-play game, which is never good. Let's see. But yeah, Magic Duels Origins comes out finally for Steam, and in a little under a week. Comes out on Wednesday, so looking forward to that. We'll have something else to stream. Something else to seriously stream. Let's see. And was looking at the Ant-Man poster, and it's just like the most ridiculous poster because it's not that serious of a movie. I mean, I get why they did it. Just kind of funny. No, but I'm not looking forward to having to grind down. I'm not going to grind down Dark Avengers Heroic too much. I just need to grind it down a bit because I got to get this Jean Grey. Of course, I'm not really going to be able to cover her, but then again, there's the forum sages, the forum gurus have uncovered some information about a possible 4-star option in Deadpool Daily. So that's going to be cool if that happens. So, you know, and then it's important to have the characters for the essential reasons for us having them for essentials. And yeah, and I'm actually hitting 1,000 pretty regularly, not all the time, but pretty close. I'm getting the hang of it, not getting to 1,300 yet. So before I know it, I'll, you know, have that what is that, 4-star character ready to go. Let's see. Somehow I lucked out and got 5 Jane Foster red somehow. So I mean, she's not really close to being ready, but that's definitely a step in the right direction. One less thing to worry about. Okay. See. And again, today's essential is Jenny from the block here. Let's see. So I actually don't need any more She-Hulk covers, but her, at least the green today, but her blue was nerfed. It was considered bugged, and definitely put the quotations there for a reason. It was considered bugged, and basically now Moonstone has a better version of the move. Let's see, just kind of sad. So I might consider taking her red up to 5, right? Because right now my She-Hulk is 4 blue, 4 green. No wait, 5 green, 4 blue, and 4 red. I might consider taking up the red just because the blue has diminished and usage. And actually, I'm arguing with a person on the forums right now about whether it's useful or not. And you know, honestly, It's not that useful anymore. Somebody did a what do you want to call it? Somebody did a, like a survey of the character abilities and um, the basically the amount of times you'll be using She-Hulk's tiles, and will you actually have 3 tiles, because you need 3 tiles out to steal 2 tiles, which is actually kind of weird. Um, so who's putting out 3 tiles? I mean, the only person I can think of off the top of my head is going to be the muscle, and that's a goon. And if you're facing a goon, you can just bring a moonstone and steal those tiles. Let's see. So yeah, I might consider changing her covers, but don't need her cover today. Like, actually, here's another example here. You have the Tokusatsus, and you have to have 3 tiles out in order to steal 2. And sure, they're improved, but I would much rather steal all 3 of the Tokusatsu turn to smoke tiles here with Moonstone, instead of only stealing 2 with Shoki and having to have 3 out. And so it just seems really flawed to me. And I do, let's see, right, and we got 3 more viewers. How's it going? Going through Deadpool Daily, and then the 3rd sub-event for Dark Avengers Heroic. So I'm going to want to get up a defense grid here so my characters aren't hurt too badly. It's not really going to affect me since I'm going into Dark Avengers Heroic, where these characters aren't even usable. I think Iron Fist is usable, but I don't think the other ones are. So. Hey, Space Cadet, going through Deadpool Daily, and then the Dark Avengers Sub-Event 3, the 3rd one. Okay, so finally got the defense grid up. And on to the next round here. Let's see. And then I might do the Ant-Man PvP later, but points aren't that great right now in my sub, at least. My Taco Vault rolled 3 Star-Lords. Might have to save this week's tokens. The Star-Lords are going to disappear. Your vault changes when it goes to post-event. Or are you saying that you're not going to use them because Star-Lord is there? That's probably what you're saying. And understandable, I would do that too. Oh, I haven't even glimpsed in my Taco Vault. I've got 30 saved up taco tokens, and I'm just waiting. Because I think the people on the forum said you have to save at least 100 tokens to have a pretty good chance at a 4-star character. I think. Okay, I got you. Yeah, Star-Lord isn't anything to write home about. He's the only character I'm missing other than Jean Grey, though, which is kind of funny. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. But yeah, thinking about getting into the Ant-Man PvP later. But there's not that many points in my bracket. I've been sort of investigating on the forums, how do these people get to 1,300 points? And, you know, I think the basic answer is to coordinate with other people. But I'm not sure if anybody's going to even want to coordinate with me because, you know, they consider that privileged information when they're coordinating. And, you know, if it's on stream, then their whole operation might get stream sniped. I don't know. Okay, and I just need to speed this up because the Conran have so much HP. Yeah, because I think the max person, the #1 person in my Ant-Man PvP right now is only 800 points, which would give me something to climb off of, but I don't want to just be the target where people hit me for where I'm the highest and I'm worth 1,000 points. Well, that people are going to hit me a lot because I'm the closest to 1,000 points. Well, I mean that's fair, Space Cadet. I've got plenty of HP saved away because I just bought a bunch and I thought I would have stuff to use it on, but I guess I'm just going to use it on PvP. Okay. Oh, She-Hulk, why did they have to fix your blue? Her blue was awesome. It really didn't need to be fixed. Oh, but now I gotta switch from blue to red, maybe. Well, you picked a good bracket, Neverar. I can't say the same for me. I tried to pick the I picked the earliest bracket, and I picked it like immediately. Let's see, and that hasn't worked out. Um, I mean, normally in my bracket, there's at least one person at 1300, but it is kind of depressing because, if there's only one person at 1300, they're going to be shielded, and so really not going to be able to get to that point. And, I'm on the forums and they're saying that you can get, there's people with scores of 1500 or 1800 to get first. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, but I mean, I guess you could just go into the Ant-Man PvP and see how far you can get without spending HP. That's what I used to do. Because that right before that period where they had the weekly buffed characters, I basically took in Blade, the featured character, and Dakin, and I would easily like top 100, top 50 without shielding or anything. She-Hulk's already a decent support, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, Space Cadet, is that when I was on the forums, they were saying, you got to coordinate, but I don't know who's going to coordinate with somebody who's streaming because then they're gonna be like, well, what if somebody stream snipes you, And then, let's see. Yeah, I mean, with She-Hulk, I wish they didn't fix her. Fix in quotes, because they took her perfectly good blue, and gave Moonstone a better version of that blue. So like, it's like, what's the point? I'm probably gonna give She-Hulk a fifth red, because this kind of sucks a lot. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, it's kind of dumb. They gave Moonstone a strictly better version of a 3-star ability. There's She-Hulk, there's Daredevil. I can't remember who else right now, but Moonstone, her new black is better than the She-Hulk's blue, which is like a slap in the face. And there's people who are gonna say, well, the blue's still okay, but it's like, you know, somebody also crunched the numbers, and basically you want to use Moonstone now if you want to steal Taos or like Loki, because because when there's 3 Taos, like let's say it's a Tasatsu that does turn to smoke, or it's a Muscle who's putting out crazy towels. With She-Hulk, you're only going to get 2 towels from the Tasatsu, and with Muscle, you're only going to get 1 towel, and sometimes that's not going to cut it. And so it just blows my mind, because I really like Jenny. I really liked using her, but they changed it. They ruined it. Let's see, what am I doing here? Let's see. This is a pretty easy node. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I was excited to level her after her buffs, and she still is a good like defensive deterrent, but defense doesn't matter much in this game. And especially with her blue nerf, it's just like I'm really unexcited about her. Um, yeah, I'll just go ahead and use this team. It doesn't really matter what team you're using here. And actually, is there Iron Fist is available? Can't put Iron Fist with anybody though, so I'll just do this team. Okay, and so the plan here is to get out a whale bomb and get out of this node as soon as possible. Yeah, it's the Hulk event can be pretty frustrating, especially since they kept the super scaled Hulk at the end. I'm sure even with community scaling off, he's going to be up there in levels. I wish I could say the same. I think I'm going to get Deadpool purple, but I still definitely have some 3 stars with weird covers. Of course, most of the ones that I actually care about are covered. Hey, Drevny. Yeah, I'm sure mine is going to be very high level, which isn't too hard to deal with. But basically, if the computer gets a cascade, or if you set off anger accidentally, then he's going to kill your person. You got to get those 1-star Black Widow team up, Space Cadet. Let's see. That's how you do it. And the computer stuns me right before she's going to do her flamethrower. So there's that strategy. Okay, can finally do whales here. Just have to slice Doc in first. Yeah, I mean that's another option, is to steal his AP or just stun him. I mean, really, bringing in Captain America or Luke Cage is going to seal the deal. But it's not much you can do when he cascades or something like that. Yeah, I lucked out, and my Luke is 535. I wonder if this is next week's rotation, or this is just random. The 5 characters in the Taco Vault. So. Okay, and gotta do some more nodes here. Got Yelena and Venom. really isn't an interesting node. I haven't really looked at Gene's stuff. I've paid attention a little bit to the conversation. They're saying you should only put 3 in blue, which means 5 in purple and 5 in green. And I guess the most interesting thing about Gene is that her green, I think it's her green, is like a strictly better version of Kamala's green. Let's see. So I mean that's interesting. In terms of overall how Jean Grey is going to play out, I mean, I don't know. Because the thing is, as a lot of people found out in Balance of Power, Professor X isn't actually, I mean, Professor X is good to climb with, but Professor X absolutely sucks on defense. And, you know, there are people who will climb with Professor X, so I'm not really sure if Professor X, you know, the counter character was necessary. I mean, I guess it's good that they didn't just nerf him into the ground like Spider-Man or something, but it's hard to tell. And I mean, she does all team damage, which is a cool deal. And some people on the forum were saying she's the best PvE character now. But I really don't know what to make of her. I'm not going to really have an assessment of her until I look at the forum chatter some more. And right. It is a counter to Fistbuster. It's a counter to the characters who throw towels on the board. So I mean that could be interesting, and I mean I sort of see it. I'm hoping they actually do this. They do counter characters, and instead of just having the best character all the time, we have like rock paper scissors instead. And so you know. You use Hulkbuster, you use Professor X. Okay, well I use Jean Grey, and you know, you're using Jean Grey now, so I'm gonna pull out Emma Frost and counter your Jean Grey or whatever. You know, I think that would be interesting. That would make the dynamic more interesting. So I think that would be interesting, but I'm probably not gonna have a real impression of Jean Grey until I get my hands on her loaner, because I'm definitely not going to be grinding covers for her since it's a 7-day event, and B, I want to go to sleep. I want to do other things. Yeah, I wish they would increase the ISO flow as well. And there's talk there on the forums. There's talk of a new Deadpool daily node that's like a 4-star one-on-one. Hey, Dark Soul. There's talk of a new 4-star node on Deadpool daily that's like a one-on-one 4-star character thing. So that might be more ISO. I mean, but they do need to increase ISO flow. Just because I have a ton of covered characters, but I can't level them. And then on top of that, that's not even considering 4-star characters whose ISO requirements are ridiculous. And so, I mean, I think we're gonna get some information once we get the community video, because they like to end the season and do a community Q&A video, and so I think we'll get some more information there. Hopefully, it's good information. Let's see. But who knows? Maybe Jean Grey is a response to the Professor X and the Fistbuster, and the good news for that for me is going to be that maybe they're not going to nerf Iron Fist, which is cool with me. Yeah, but I think they need to increase ISO flow and then add like seed bots, high level seed bot characters to PvP. So you don't have to rely on like alliances and other people to get the 1300, and you'd still have to fight for 1300, of course. And we have another viewer. How's it going? You still have to fight for 1300 in course, but it wouldn't be, you know, you wouldn't be restricted by your bracket. And so I really just need a little purple here. Okay, but there's the purple. And I get stunned for my troubles. Let's see. Yeah, I mean they've definitely pre-released nerfed some characters. We've got evidence of that. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think the whole fiasco is, you know, X-Force was bad, and then he was really, really good. Like, I guess this is a very big problem for D3. They have strong characters, and then they nerf those characters, and you got to look at the repercussions, you know, because at first there was Sentry, and then okay, he got nerfed, and then there's X-Force, and then he got nerfed, and I don't really know where the Thor nerf came from, but you know, she got nerfed too. And so Hulkbuster is on top, and he's not overly powerful, but he is pretty up there. Because D3 has a tendency to over nerf. At least that's what I see. But I mean, if they continue to do these counter characters, as long as they're not too ridiculous, then we'll be okay. X-Force was nerfed mainly, well, he doesn't get AP on his black anymore. Let's see, his green does less damage, but it pretty much does the same thing. Yeah, I mean, he was nerfed pretty severely from what he was. Yeah. I mean, with Hulkbuster, it's just this thing where they gave him, he has two. Well, I guess like the overall flow of the game, you know, the game favors big health, big damage characters, and Hulkbuster basically personifies that. But on top of that, let's say even if Hulkbuster wasn't that great, he would still be a battery. You know, he can still feed someone else, and so I think he's forever going to be useful unless there's just 5 stars and 4 stars released that just invalidate him. Even if you weren't feeding him, you would be feeding someone else with Hulkbuster's abilities. And there's always going to be a strongest character, but exactly, yeah. I mean, there's always going to be a strongest character, but the key is to maybe have multiple strongest characters, or a strong character that's weak against another character, you know. And balance is very hard. I'm not saying balance is easy. Imagine if there were 6 stars and they broke Marvel logic, so that's Batman. I'm not following. I'm not following. I guess you're saying that the 6 stars would be on Batman's level. I mean, I'm not. I mean, I don't think the 5 stars are that unrealistic. Some people say it would break the game, but basically, at least in my head, the idea for a 5-star character is a character that that is super powerful, and maybe they can only be on a team by themselves. Like, let's say you have Thanos, and Thanos would have 5 goons representing the Infinity Gems, or you would have like Galactus, and Galactus, each of his hands would be a goon, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, I like the buff rotation a lot. I mean, my initial idea for and I've got a, let's see, I've got a, who am I fighting here? Okay, so I want Captain America in the front. And don't really have any support characters for Captain America. Okay. I guess I can use Invisible Woman, I don't know. Yeah, I like the buff rotation. My initial idea was like a ELO ban system where the players would ban characters. Let's see. But obviously they just went with a powered up system where you power up certain characters, which makes sense, but it only really makes sense where the characters work together. And not all of them have to work together, but let's see. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if it happens that D3 is gonna get some money out of it. But I mean, another reason I think there's going to be 5-star characters is because Jean Grey is a 4-star. So that means what is Phoenix going to be? Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're going to get more players and stuff because Ant-Man just came out, so. Oh, I should have got that yellow. Oh, and this is an annoying node. Most be pretty aggressive on new players with a soup dope. Yeah, I mean the issue is if you've been playing for a long time or if you've been lucky, sure you can be doing pretty good. But you know, I asked around on the forums and there's plenty of people who haven't even done the 3-star transition yet, even with Deadpool Daily, and I barely made that 3-star transition. Um, Let's see. I barely made it because my Dokken, I got a lot of covers for Dokken, so I was pretty lucky with that. And Magstorm had just got nerfed, but you know, the stars lined up and I was able to set that up. Let's see. But it is still very hard, you know, especially since PvP points are double. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's when I don't mind putting money down for a game. You have some time in it. You're enjoying yourself. You're spending, you know, you probably at this point this would have been a game you would have bought if it was like a demo or something. Okay. Yeah, I do. I used to put in about $20 a month, but there really hasn't been anything to spend on. Like, there's been the 50 HP uh, Independence Vault and a 50 HP Ultron, and I can't remember what else was 50 HP. But beyond roster slots and PvP, excuse me, I have wasted like a ridiculous amount of gold. I've wasted like 2,000 gold trying to get freaking Cyclops covers from PvP, so I guess they got me there. Yeah, I don't know why they're not doing a HP sale. I guess they did that Independence Vault and everybody bought stuff, and so they're good. Okay, in this sub you have Iron Fist and Luke Cage, so this sub will not be as much of a pain as the other ones. Okay, so your reinforcements here are Luke Cage, 2-star Black Widow, and 1-star Iron Man. 2-star Black Widow is always a good character to have in tow, but I'm really excited about Luke Cage because that's going to give me a real advantage and pairing with Iron Fist. Let's see. I guess I can go throw in Scarlet Witch. Let's see. Yeah, but I really don't need to buy HP. I don't know. Cause what I did is I bought a bunch of HP because I'm like, wow, this game is great. And then I'm like, okay, what do I spend it on? Tokens suck, and I eventually bought roster slots for every character, and I still have done that. I've got a roster slot for Jean Grey. I've got a roster slot for Star Lord, who I don't have yet. But it's really weird having this money in game and not knowing what to spend it on. Like, if this was Dota 2, I'd know what to spend it on. If this was League of Legends, I'd know what to spend it on. But here, it's just like, eh. Oh, but this is going to be so much less painful because I don't have to deal with not having a black outlet for Iron Fist. So this should be a pretty good node for everybody, at least in 3-star land. Okay, and this is Goon, so just going to take this team in. But honestly, Luke Cage, Iron Fist is gonna beat most everything in the game. So if you have these two characters and they're decently covered, I just take them and use them. I mean, of course, maybe you have your X-Force online, so you would use that instead. Uh, X-Force instead of what's his face? Instead of Luke Cage. But Luke Cage Iron Fist is very good. I don't even remember what this node was. Let's see. Okay, you got a Yelena as Soldier Assassin, so this isn't going to be much of a challenge here. Professor X, Hawkeye, and 3-star Widow. Actually, somebody was doing that in Balance of Power. I can't really say because my Professor X and my Widow aren't all the way correct, but I mean it makes sense. I mean, but the other thing is you're gonna leave yourself super vulnerable on defense. But I mean, I guess if you just wanted to climb, then yeah, go for it. We have another viewer. How's it going? Going through the third sub-event of Dark Avengers Heroic. I don't even remember the name of it because it's really generic, probably. Okay. I mean, I guess so. 2-star Wolverine is kind of bad, but I guess so. I don't know. It's definitely not a team I would think of in terms of the first like 5 or 10 teams I would come up with. Okay, and we have a. I'm gonna go ahead and heal Iron Fist here just in case he conks out. Have a Goon node here, and should just be able to go through this with the same team here. Luke Cage and Iron Fist are both powered up, and they're both gonna kick some major butt. Actually, a match 5 in the bottom there. Didn't realize that. And So I gotta expend my Iron Fist of Kunlun here. See if I can get some stuff on the board. Alright, and he's dealing he's dealing 7,000 damage with jab, 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 cross. God. Okay, yeah. Especially since Luke Cage is dealing 7,000 damage with jab, jab, cross. This is pretty ridiculous. But I'm glad that the event is like this, because I was sort of dreading doing this event because it's such a slog. Heroics don't tend to have characters that work well together. Alright, and you got Juggernaut, Assassin, Venom, and so Assassin might feed Juggernaut green, but other than that, wouldn't worry about it too much. And if you've got your Iron Fist and Luke Cage online, definitely use them. And I'm going to take out Juggernaut here first. I guess I could take the Assassin out first, but just don't want to deal with Juggernaut. I want to deal with Juggernaut as little as possible. There's the unstoppable crash. And there's the headbutt. Still need a little more purple. Still need more purple. And I can't wait to get 5 blue for Scarlet Witch, because this is painful. Okay, there's the purple. There's more purple. Okay, should be able to close out the game here. Okay, there's jab. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. Thought I had more AP. Okay, but I'm okay now. There's jab, jab, cross. Okay, there's jab, jab, cross. And one more jab, jab, cross. Alright, here's Sentry, Ares, and Dakin. And they're pretty scaled, but I'm not really worried about this team here. Just going to go in with Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Scarlet Witch for support. Definitely want to focus down Ares first. Okay. Gonna do this, which is gonna grab this match 4, and actually there was a match 3 yellow down there as well, so it should be able to righteous uppercut this round. Alright, what do we have? We got a jab, we got one Iron Fist, got Righteous Uppercut, which is going to deal 7,000, 9,000. It's going to do 11,000 damage. Okay. Well then, let's do it. That was ridiculous. Right. And back to collecting purple. There's Supernova, which actually might kill Sentry. Nope, but it's close. Scarlet Witch is out of here. Luckily their turn's over. And it's time to Iron Fist in retaliation here. Okay, that's going to give me 12 black, which is going to let me Shao Feng Strike, the improved version, which is going to let me jab here. And jab, jab, cross here. And jab, jab, cross here. And Iron Fist is going to get rid of that, or I guess Luke Cage will get rid of Dakin. Let's see. Okay, and now for the essentials. And actually, this is putting me pretty close to the progression, which is nice. And so, gotta grab Invisible Woman, but who am I gonna use for these nodes? It's not a surprise.